everybody knows I'm a huge fan of Philip DeFranco, the TikTok propagandist. Just kidding. He's a piece of. I can't stand the guy at all. But he recently, I don't even know. I didn't even watch the full video. I just saw people stitching him, people responding to him on TikTok. But you're not gonna believe what this idiot said. So I'll show you. I gotta share my screen here. Is my screen up?
Yeah, you're good.
Let me try to get this as loud as possible.
Can't hear anything.
Why is it so? Why is that part so quiet?
I can't
Is your
hear
hub muted?
anything at all, brother.
Oh, maybe I must have not shared the sound. One sec. So Philip DeFranco, neoliberal propagandist, the same Philip DeFranco who said that the Nord Stream pipeline was bombed by Russia. They bombed their own pipeline. I said the opposite because it was the opposite. I said it was the U.S. and Ukraine. My video got taken down for misinformation. His video spreading actual misinformation is still up. And if this guy isn't a Fed, then he's an idiot because he could be getting paid by the Feds to spread this nonsense. He is an absolute liar. But listen to what he said.
Dictators can be beaten, and no country on earth has put an end to more dictatorships than America.
No, dictators can be beaten, he said. And no country has brought an end to as many dictatorships as America. This is a grown adult, a man in his 30s, and not just a man in his 30s, but a man who reports on politics and has been following politics his entire adult life. And he is either so stupid or such an opportunist liar that he's out here saying America is spreading democracy around the world, fighting dictators, which any adult, anybody with a working brain, anybody who's not as naive as a toddler should understand at this point that that's not the case. I don't know anyone in the real world who still actually believes that. But this guy is desperately trying to poison the minds of young children on TikTok who are realizing early on that they live in an empire, who are realizing early on that it's not in their interest for billions of dollars to be sent to Israel while people starve here at home. And he's trying to reverse that trend towards anti-imperialism and socialism and keep the younger generations neoliberal. And I just couldn't have any more disgust for this guy. I used to respect him as a journalist. I used to like his show. And to see the neoliberal puppet that he's become, this guy who's out here praising the American empire for overthrowing dictators. I mean, what a clown. What a disgrace. You have no soul, Philip DeFranco. You act like a nice guy, but you are a disgusting imperialist. And, you know, the people who you support have the blood of millions of children and civilians on their hands. So fuck you. How the hell in the year 2025 can you still think this way unless you're literally being paid off by the CIA? Let's talk about some of these evil dictatorships that the US has overthrown, Mr. DeFranco. In 1954, the US portrayed the democratically elected Jacobo Arbenz as an authoritarian dictator because he wanted to take land from the United Fruit Company and give it to Guatemalan peasants. They replaced him with an actual military dictatorship that ruled over the country with an iron fist for the next 2 decades. Arbenz was later found unalive, scalded in a bathtub. How heroic of the United States. In 1953, Iran, the US helped overthrow the democratically elected Mohammad Mossadegh because he didn't want British oil companies jacking all of his country's resources. Again, they replaced him with a much worse dictator, a theocratic monarch known as the Shah. The US also installed the dictator Mobutu Sese Seko in the Congo, for which the term kleptocracy was coined, meaning a government that enriches itself at the expense of the people. In order to install Sese Seko, they had to unalive Patrice Lumumba, an African hero who wanted to develop the country and kick out the Western multinational corporations. In Chile, the US replaced the democratically elected socialist Salvador Allende with the regime of Augusto Pinochet, one of the most notorious dictators of all time who committed horrific atrocities with the backing of the US in Chile's national soccer stadium. Do you want me to go on, Phil? because I could go on forever. Do you want me to talk about what happened when the U.S. overthrew Sankara or Gaddafi or Evo Morales and replaced them with way, 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 way worse dictators? The U.S. isn't around the world fighting for democracy. You'd have to be as naive as a 2-year-old to still believe that. They're fighting in their own interests and the interests of Wall Street, of Western banks and multinational corporations. Those are the people who run the world, and any adult should understand this. I mean, between the three of us, we could probably go on listing coups like that for an hour.
Mhm.
Go on listing democratically elected leaders or progressive leaders who wanted to develop their countries and kick out the predatory corporations extracting their resources, who were killed by the U.S. and replaced with the most depraved, murderous dictators you could possibly imagine in the name of democracy. That's what's been going on for over 7 decades now. But you as an adult don't know that. You as a journalist don't know that. Pull your head out of your ass. I mean, it's not stupidity. I act like it's stupidity. The guy's 99% sure the guy's a Fed. But like, to sell out like that at such a critical juncture in our nation's history, when so many young people are waking up, and to try to dose them with neoliberalism, like, I don't know how you sleep at night. It's just so gross. And it's hard. I've watched the guy since I was in middle school. So to see what he's become, it makes me sick.
You know, Mate used to say that men who are heroic get even beautiful in terms of their appearance. And I think that men that are evil like this get hideous in terms of their appearance as well, because half of what people are commenting is about how ugly and aged he is. And I mean, look at Victoria Nuland. That's what evil does to someone. You end up actually looking evil.
Look at Anastasia Lupus.
Oh my God.
That is what real evil does to you.
Plastic.
Can you imagine waking up at 4 a.m. and seeing that in front of you? I would literally have a heart attack.
She's just ranting to you about the Zog, the Zionist
Yeah.
occupied government. You're just like, oh, go away.
Just shoving that book in your face, the articles of Zion or whatever the fuck.
I think Phil might be on Ozempic or something now. He's got like the Ethan Klein look to him, or like his face is like all sucked out. Maybe he's just on Adderall or something so he can produce more propaganda. But what a gross human being.
It's like that fucking the Dorian Gray book, except instead of doing evil in their portrait being tarnished, their like physical body gets uglier.